Hey guys, it's Coach Allen. Now, I know everybody that's watching this video wants to jump higher and be more explosive. I get that. There wasn't anything I wanted more when I was your age and I was playing. But I also know how important it is to have an explosive first step. That being explosive is not just about jumping high. It's also about being explosive laterally and being explosive north to south. So I'm going to show you a few progressions now that help you build up some strength moving from the floor to a standing position to help you work on that first step explosiveness. Now each one of these drills, and I absolutely love these drills, are just that. They are a progression. And I learned these from a good friend of mine, Carlo, who's a performance coach out in Italy. And he's done tons of work with a variety of different athletes, but his specialty's in basketball. And he showed me these different progressions, and I absolutely love them. And they've worked really well with the players that I've worked with, from high school and youth ages all the way up through the NBA. The very first thing we're going to do, and remember, we're just trying to build your strength and your footwork and your mobility to be as explosive as possible. I'm going to go ahead and lay down, and from a lying position, I'm going to sit up and I'm going to make a figure four. I'm going to keep this leg straight. I'm going to keep my chest up and have great posture. I'm making the number 4 with this leg, and I'm putting the sole of this foot on the inside of my knee and the inside of my thigh. And this is going to be the first progression, so we don't want to skip steps. It's important that we hit every rung of the ladder when we're climbing to the top. So I'm going to go ahead and lay down here, and I'm going to sit up to a figure 4. And we'll go ahead and do 5 of these. Sit up to a figure 4. 2 more. And 1. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing, except when I come up to a figure 4, I'm going to tuck this leg under, and I'm going to come up to a half kneeling position, and I'm going to drive my hips forward. This is going to be imperative to your ability to be explosive with your first step. So I'm going to come down, and I'm going to come up into a half kneel position. Now I know this is going to be a little bit uncomfortable on your knees. If you can perform this somewhere where there's maybe a rubberized surface or maybe a mat, it will be a little bit more comfortable on your knees, but we're going to have to go ahead and go through it anyway. So from here, sit up to a half kneel. Sit up to a half kneel. We'll do the desired number of repetitions. Now from repetitions, we could do anywhere from 3 to 4 up to 7 or 8. And we want to do those for each level, each progression. Now we're also going to do those on each side. For the sake of this video, I'm only going to demonstrate on one side, but we want to make sure that we work the other side equally. Now from the half kneeling position, I'm actually going to stand up and take what would be my very first explosive step. So from down in this position here, we come up here, and now I'd be off and running. I'm not going to sprint towards the camera, but we'll go from here in a lying position, figure 4, half kneel, and we're off and we're explosive. And we've taken from ground all the way up to a freestanding, free base position, and we're without using our hands at all, which means we're using all of our legs and hips and core. I'm gonna show you one more now that goes with this series. This time, my back will be to you, and my feet are far away from where you're looking, and I'm going to sit up, and I'm going to cross one leg over. So I'm going to sit up and cross one leg over. Exact same posture. Back is nice and flat, chest is up, sole of my foot is on the ground. We can do a set of 5. From here, once I sit up, I'm now going to put my left hand down, and in a very fluid motion, I'm going to turn, and now I look just like a track athlete that's going to be in the starter blocks as I'm ready to sprint. But notice how fluid that motion is. So we sit, cross, and turn. Sit, cross, and turn. Cock that arm back. Sit, cross, and turn. And as you can probably guess, the last layer would be sit, cross, turn, and then step up to our first step, explosiveness. Sit, cross, turn, and we're off. One more. Sit, cross, turn, and we're off. Now, notice we could do this in a very confined space. So even if you don't have a full length of a court or a track or anywhere that you can run, we can still get in the main foundation of this drill in a rather small footprint. If I did have more space, I could go ahead and elongate out and run anywhere from 5 to 10 yards to really get that full explosion. So we've got these two different progressions, and again, I can't stress, do not skip steps. It's so important that you do each level and each layer for the desired number of reps and sets, and then go ahead and progress through the entire drill. And I guarantee that if you do these regularly, you'll drastically improve your first step explosiveness.